Bob?
Well, I think that's a long question. First of all, there's going to be major changes. I don't know how deep they'll be. Hopefully we can kick out two-thirds of them. Yes, the Illuminists are concerned, and Hillary Clinton, of course, is one of them, as is her husband. And I think that they probably are concerned. I know John played Zbigniew Brzezinski's section of the speech last week that he gave in Montreal at the CFR meeting, and he said in so many words that we got some serious problems. These people are beating us, and we better do something about it. Their problem is that there's not much they can do about it. And I think that we stand a chance of making some great changes. And I want everybody to get behind that by getting rid of the incumbents, because quite frankly, if we can't do it through legal means, I don't know how else we're going to do it.
George, anything else?
Hello?
George, anything else?
Yeah, it's just like Clinton's with all those FBI files on the incumbents will also now become useless if we get a whole new brand of Congress people in. But, you know, one thing about, we do get, like I say, we do boot out two-thirds of the congressmen. One of my advices to these new congressmen is you're going to have to get rid of your staffers, those staffers in the Congress. You're going to have to start off fresh, because these people will become the handlers and will undermine every effort.
Yeah, I think that's a very, very good point. And it's something I and John and Robbie had never addressed before. It didn't occur to me, and I hope everybody is listening and passes that on. The new people go into Congress, don't hire the people who have been there already, because they're as much as a problem as the congressman is. And who knows what they're getting paid off.
Yeah, and a lot of times more so, because they have their own ideologies and their own agendas, and these are the ones that do the briefs for the Congress critters. And, you know, it's a lot of times what comes out of a Congress critter's mouth is because one of their aides put them there. So, most important. Thanks for your call, George.
All right, thank you, John.
Yeah, thanks for your ideas, George. They're very good.
Yeah.
Right.
Scott in Nevada. Hello, Scott. You're up next.
Gentlemen.
Did somebody
Well,
come
that leaves us out.
I was just going to say, did somebody just walk in the room here?
Hello, how are y'all? Listen, what's in view here is the census. And what's pending is I'd like all of your listeners, all the good listeners, to get a pen and paper, because I have in my hand I downloaded it from, it's Public Law 93-579. It's a public servant questionnaire. It's 3 pages. It's very invasive and very intrusive upon the census taker. It has a nice cover sheet. That's the first page. The next 2 pages are loaded with questions that go beyond what they would want to answer. So you're not going to see them again when you hand. Not only that, it has to be notarized. So let me give it to you again, and all you good, smart listeners that are really put aback by this whole census thing. You know, fellas, I haven't heard any good news from any stories I've heard in regard to the census of late. It's all been negative. All situations that have erupted, all kinds of, nothing positive. It's not going well, and anyway. But again, it's Public Servant Questionnaire, Public Law 93-579. Go to Google. Actually, don't even go to Google, but I won't get into why. That's another subject for another time. I prefer startpage.com. But anyway, this is a wonderful, here's what it says, real quick. This questionnaire must be filled out by any public servant before he or she can ask the citizen any question. This is authorized by federal law, including the Privacy Act, 5 U.S.C. 552A 88 Stat 1896 at sequence 1974. It's still binding. So if you really feel that they're going past their limit, I think in the old days they used to only ask one question. How many people live here? That was it. And that's all that's constitutionally allowed.
Yeah.
But even the 10 questions that you can see that they might ask you, well, do you own your house outright? Anyway, but
none of your business?
Yeah, but you don't want to even go there, so say nothing. Hand them this. And chances are they're just going to go away, not come back, because they have to pay to get the dang thing notarized.
And do you have, Scott, do you have a copy of that in your midst?
I do. I have plenty of copies.
Well, why don't you email me a copy over and we'll post it on the web so people can download it and print it out and then shove
I'm telling the people here and now it's Public Law 93-579, and they can all do it themselves. It's pretty simple.
Oh, well, hold on here.
I don't know if I have the capacity to be able to scan, print, or whatever, and send this off in that format. I don't know if I'm that savvy when it comes to that.
Do you have any friends?
Well, yes, but my friend actually told me about this and just gave me Public Law 93-579 again, and I went ahead and printed up several 3-page copies.
Mail me one then, and we'll scan it and we'll put it on the web. That's
absolutely,
easy.
I'd love it.
Okay,
because you guys are more savvy than I am. But anyway, fear not, fellow citizens. You have redress and recourse here.
All right. So, give me a copy over here. You got the address to the network. Get a copy. We'll scan it. We'll put it on the web, and people can download it and hand that to our wonderful federal employees.
Oh, yeah. They'll stop them right in their trucks.
Yeah, there you go.
Anyway, again, Public Law 93-579.
Yeah.
And go to Start Page. Don't use Google or Yahoo.
No, you're just going to send me a copy, Scott, and I will scan it and put it on the web.
Well, I'm going to try to do the best I can.
Are you kidding me? Do it.
You're better at it than I am.
No, hey, look, like I don't have my hands full right now.
Yeah, but you got people, man. You might be able to do this.
Yeah, I got a skeleton crew here, and I got everything put together with spit and chewing gum.
I hear you. And you're doing a hell of a job.
Well, and one more thing, and the bowel's going to break. So
I know.
Lighten the load.
Hey, I love all you guys.
Well, I appreciate it, Scott.
May God bless.
All righty, thank you. According, gentlemen, to the Washington Post. There's a lot of talk going on here. One false move in Europe could set off global chain reaction. Isn't it kind of funny how the drama in Europe is kind of taking the spotlight off of the drama here in the States? You know, I mean, I'm looking at the economic situation in this country, and I don't see any good news at all. There is no good news. There is more bad news to come.
Oh, look, I mean, all you got to do is look at the TED spread. TED spread's widening, which means that European banks don't trust each other. When banks start not trusting each other, you got a serious problem. That's why, by the way, it was Bollard, the Fed governor, not Hornig, who made the statement about quantitative easing today, which enabled the Tuesday turnaround, if you will.
Well, I've got a list here of 25 questions to ask anybody who's delusional enough to believe that economic recovery is real. And I'm going to do these in just blocks of 5 and then spread them out through the balance of the program because I don't want to monopolize here. But very, very interesting, and you can get this, download this, go to republicbroadcasting.org, 25 questions to ask anyone who is delusional enough to believe that this economic recovery is real. Number 1, in what universe is an economy with 39.68 million Americans on food stamps considered to be healthy, recovering economy? In fact, the U.S. Department of Agriculture forecasts that enrollment in a food stamp program will exceed 43 million Americans in 2011. Is a rapidly increasing number of Americans on food stamps a good sign or a bad sign for the economy? Number 2, according to Realty Track, foreclosure filings were reported, I already reported on this, on 367,056 properties in the month of March. This was an increase of almost 19% from February. And it was the highest monthly total since Realty Track began issuing its report back in January 2005. So can you please explain how the U.S. real estate market is getting any better? Number 3. Mortgage Bankers Association just announced more than 10% of U.S. homeowners with the mortgage Pull that down. Bob, you're huffing and puffing into your receiver there, my friend. The Mortgage Bankers Association just announced that more than 10% of the U.S. homeowners with a mortgage had missed at least one payment in January and March period. That was a record high, up from 9.1% a year ago. Do you think that's an indication that the U.S. housing market is recovering? And how can the U.S. real estate market be considered healthy when the first time in modern history, banks own a greater share of residential housing net worth in the United States than all individual Americans put together? And in this block of 5, with the U.S. Congress planning to quadruple oil taxes, what do you think that's going to do to gasoline prices in the United States, and how do you think that will affect the U.S. economy?